you came out with this new program, what's it called? Whisk.
Whisk Manager.
Yes. And what made you decide to do this?
Being in the baking industry for 20 years now, never having the appropriate tools that I wanted, the client management systems, paying way overpriced for client management systems that did not do what I needed them to do, always wishing there was this in a system or trying to find this particular app to add to something because it all wasn't in one. Notebooks, papers, planners, the whole 9 yards that, especially if you have ADHD and you're a crafter and a caker, you probably have it all anyways, but then you can never find it. And so this is kind of everything that I always wanted in a system and finally got it built into a system. So it has a client relation manager in there. You can add a form to your website, embed into the back end of your website. You can use a page that we give you.
I'm going to interrupt.
Okay.
Because you skipped kind of over something. What is this? Give us the general spiel on what this program is.
An app to manage all of your things, to manage your clients, your inventory, your invoices, everything, your recipes, pricing, taxes, anything we can think of, it's in there. And we've tried to keep it very in depth, but also very clean. So that when you get in there, there are lots of things, but you're not overwhelmed by you can look at a new software system and have nowhere to start. So we're trying to keep it very clean, but very, very detailed in what it does. So if you'd like, we can share screens and start going through it if you want.
Let's do that.
Alrighty.
Let's share a screen.
So,
oh, sorry.
Mine is up on my computer. So, I got to hit the share screen button again. Allow to share screen.
Share screen.
Show all windows.
Rachel, no, it's he, not woohoo. You good?
I'm trying.
Okay. I can always bring it up on mine, but. And you have to
share entire screen. Okay.
Amy Lewis, Sabrina Robertson has a party hat thingy going.
Now, so it should be sharing. I don't know if.
Here we go. He's got it.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Hold on. We got a comment. Amy Lewis, yes, this sounds amazing. I was literally looking at 5 different CRM softwares today and still went back to my old way because nothing does it all. This sounds promising.
And if it doesn't do it all, there is a feedback button down at the bottom and we can always add it. So we want to hear from you guys as well. This is kind of our first release of it. So we expect there to be some, a few bugs, a few hiccups as people are trying to adjust to different phones, different softwares and stuff, but also of what you need. And that is what the feedback button is for. So if you go to whiskmanager.com, there is a sign up login button. And when you go to that, you'll sign up. It's a 30-day free trial of all the features. And once you log in, it'll take you to this dashboard that you see right here. Welcome to your 30-day premium trial. And this is the dashboard. So if you get orders, if you have messages, if you have new inquiries, your calendar, every time you log in, this is what you're going to see first, kind of an overshadow of the things that you most need. The next button is My Shop. This is where if you don't have a web page or you want to use this because it's easier just as a contact form, you can set up your shop here. You'll come in, it'll ask you for your shop banner. You can change the color themes here of your buttons. Then you can upload up to 15 pictures of your work. And then a little blurb about you and your company, your location. You can add multiple. I know I'm going through this kind of quick because I know we got on time, but and then you can put in your name to give you your own URL at Whisk Manager, and then publish my shop. So you can share this like it would be whiskmanager.com/shop and then your name. And if you view your own shop, or send someone to this link or add it to your web page, they will see your stuff right there on the web page, and they can contact you right here. And then you'll have your inquiry, and your inquiry from them will go right to your dashboard and to your order, so you know when you have a new inquiry. If you don't want to use that because you already have your website, there is a, in your settings, you can find, and you go to integrations, you can have your code here to add to the back end of your website, to set up the contact form directly into there. And there is also, if you want to do neither of those, a import order form. You can actually take a picture of your order if you have a different form, save it as a PDF off your contact form, and then import it, and it'll pull all the data off of it. Or you could add new order and type it all in by hand if you wanted to. We'll just play with one of these kind of fake orders that we have in real quick. When you bring up the initial order from, this is what it looks like. Client's name, number, event date, start time, pickup, event type, pickup time, location, everything you can think of is on here. The status, that you can keep track of the status with your client. You can pick the type of dessert, whether it's cake, cupcakes, decorated cookies, like the sugar cookies. If it's a one-tier cake, we'll just do two tiers so we can see. You can choose the size of it, the flavor, the filling, the icing. Your second tier, what size it will be, same, all your fillings, your designs, your item costs. The nice thing about this is you can, once you have your recipes in here, you can select your recipe and you'll have your cost for that recipe in there as well. So I can add, if I know this cake is going to take me 2 batches of red velvet to fill, I can add those down there. It's going to add the cost that it already knows that recipe is into it. I can go ahead and add another item and add my buttercream, and it's going to know the cost of my buttercream already in there. That is all editable by you guys. So your buttercream's going to cost different than mine. Your cake's going to cost different than mine. We can keep going down, and you can add different stuff, whether you want to adjust your price based on how intricate, detailed the work is. If you want to add personalizations, a rush fee, a packaging charge. If you want to add something custom, you can just type it here, add I'm just going to charge, $15 for a box, hit plus, and it's going to add it there, your tax rate, and it's going to put it all here for you. Automate your deposit that is required. You can keep your event planner, day of, photographer, venue, any other information you want. If you select an allergy, we'll just make this one gluten-free. It's going to keep a nice label on your order. If they need an ingredients label or an allergy label required with it. Confirm any spelling for cookies, for names of things that you want on there, any additional notes. Inventory use, so I can come down here and I can choose from our main supply or supplies that I already kind of keep track of, but you can just pick one, and you can save it to and it'll charge for that too, and you can upload any files. The cookies, I'll just show you because I know we have a lot of cookiers here. If we add the decorated sugar cookies to it, it brings up your dough type. Again, you can go into your recipes and add all of these, your packaging, if they're heat sealed, cellophane boxes, custom packaging, ribbons. You can put in your dry time. You can put a proof status, so it is awaiting approval, and when they approve it, anything you can think of, if it's, wedding, holiday, name your set, quantity, how much, again, complexity, size of them. Everything is on there. Any decorating techniques that you might want to use. And this is important, not just as you're taking this order, but in case you want to look back on it to see what you did in 2 years from now. Exactly what you used. If you want to save any specific icing colors that you made for that, the consistency, if you airbrushed them, or if you use the direct edible printing on that order. And then you can add it. You can add that set and just go from there with your same order thing. Once you have all your information in there, you can go back through this. You can add designs. I'll show you this in a minute. You can message your client because we're going to share a portal with them in a minute. You can add notes to it. You can add files and upload. But then you're going to see for each order your profit margin over here. Everything that we just added in is going to come up in this menu over here. So if we're adding our recipe cost in, because that recipe had its cost in, it's all going to show up right here automatically. If you go to portal, you can see the different options of what you want to share with your client in the portal. We are going to hit contract agreement for them and share all these things. So when you share the portal with them, all they need to do, they don't have to create an account or have the app. They just need to sign in. They'll get an email, and then they just need to sign in with that email. It'll look like this, and it'll say sign in with the email you used for your order. You can even send that email to them so they know what to sign in with. I did enter an email address.
He's no longer excited about this. He's extremely excited about this. And I'm messing with Jill right now. In a minute. I want to see what she says.
Oh, let me go over to. That didn't, well, it should open up their portal, and I'll reopen that up in a second, and everything that we just did will be in their portal. And I wanted to show the AI, there's a cake thing. So I'll skip that for a second. We'll come back to it. This is a calendar. You can add everything on it. There's already common things up here that you would need to do as a baker. Any day you can just come and add your task. You can put one of the, ship, deliver, consults, marketing day, admin, finance, bake day. You can do other and put your task in, and it's going to save it to your calendar. You have a customer database where you can keep track of all your customers. I know, like, I would have a lot of customers in my old CRM that I used, and there was no way to merge them. So every time they came back for another order, I had that client starting over again, and I would have to archive the old ones if I didn't want to see them, but I wanted to be able to merge them. Now you can. If you get clients coming in, you choose which one is your primary, which one's the duplicate, and you can actually merge those fields versus just have to archive or delete one. There's a tab that we're still working on, but for cookie decorators, one is just your recipes as a cookier. If you just want them in that tab, you can bring them over from the main library. You got a royal icing calculator, a cookie library where you can save different types of cutters and things that you use and who made the cutters. Time tracking, which is really cool because you can come in here and say, I'm working on Joan's cookie order. It's a medium complexity. I have 24 cookies. Make a note about the techniques, and then you can start the timer as you're decorating these cookies. It's going to save your session, and so you can save it to their profile, so you know exactly how long this order is taking you, and you can come back in and add other sessions to it, whatever you need to do with that. Let's go back over. Even weather alerts, this is neat because you can add in your zip code for your area, and it'll tell you your humidity and if it's going to take you exactly what your humidity is outside, the temperature, how long it's going to take for your stuff to dry, if you're going to need to increase your dry times, recommendations, use a dehydrator if available, add 2 to 3 extra hours of drying time. Just little things like that that can help out with that stuff. And we'll have more tools coming on that soon as well. Design tools, this is a AI design. So I can type down in here, create a 3-tier sketch of a white cake with pink flowers on the second and third tier. Now this is AI, so it's not always going to do everything you want every single time, but it is neat to start getting an idea for your client. You can tell it to do a sketch or a actual picture. I like to So here it did kind of just a 3-tier white cake with pink flowers. I can save this to a board. I don't have any mood boards on this this one yet, so I can create one, a mood board, and save it. I can share it directly to a customer. I can re-edit it and tell it to change something on it and try again. When I go to mood boards, I can come back over here and I can click on it and I have that image. I can also upload images that my client had given me. I can come over here and pull different colors out of it. So if I want to get my color dropper and pull this pink out of here to start matching and show them a color palette. And then I can share this entire mood board with my client. I can attach it to their thing. Recipes are really cool. You can add your own. You can hit add recipe and add everything in. You can hit import from photo and it'll actually pull the text off the photo and enter it into the categories, not just take a photo of it, but it'll put it in here. And you can add your price of what it cost you to make this cake as well. And you can go to import from URL. It works best if you go to a URL and find the recipe, scroll down to print, hit the print button, and that usually pops up in its own URL. And hit copy that one. And it'll, let's see, we can probably do, whose website was this? This was from Cooking with Carly. Try hers over here real quick. So let's just go to a recipe really quickly, maybe.
I can't wait to read these comments.
So jump to recipe. We'll hit the print button. We'll copy this URL right here. We will take it back over here and hit import you from URL, and we will put it right in there. And you'll watch how quickly this pulls the whole recipe.
Did you say
into all? Sorry, no.
Sorry. Did you say that you can import your client list and info that you already have?
Yes.
She said yes, Sharita.
So you can. It took all that information off her website, auto-populated it into here, and then you can see you can adjust your cost based on each ingredient. Or you can just put a basic, this recipe costs this much. So when you attach that to your order later on, it's going to, all pull that from your total profit and keep track of that for you. You can actually share this recipe to the library, and that's for all users across everything. So if you have a really good recipe and you want to share it with others, you can share it on there. It takes a picture of it. If you don't like the picture, you can change it. And then you're going to add your recipe and it's going to come up on here. If you go to recipe library there, and I say library wrong, library, these are ones that I have put in or that other people can share, and you can actually go get and add these to yours. So you can click on one and say copy to my recipe, and then you're going to come back in here and it's going to be in there. We just copied the same one, but if you don't want it, you can come up here and you can delete it. And it would be gone. Batch planning is really cool because I can come here and I can do a manual selection by a recipe, or I can do orders. However, in the next 7 days, I know I have one of my orders is this cookie recipe, so I can click on it and it populates a shopping list for me. And if I have a whole bunch of orders in that 7 days or 30 days or whatever, it's going to combine all of them together, tell me exactly how much of everything I need. I can save the list right here, and then I can it'll populate in my shopping list tab over here. And so I can come over here, I can have this, I can have it on my phone and start checking things off on my phone as I'm going through the store, or I can come over here and I can print it out, and it'll print out a sheet of everything that I need to take with me. Let's see, where were we?
There's so much to it.
Inventory. So yeah, and I am going to make a little video. Tomorrow we'll be starting to get videos up on, you guys can't see me talking, so I'm pointing to my screen like you can, but we'll be getting little videos up. So on like inventory and stuff, like, hey, this is the, how to quickly just screenshots of that. But for inventory, you can just hit add item. You can add your own item, cake boards, select your category like supplies, dry goods. You can select your quantity. If I have, if I have 100 cake boards.
I see your questions, guys. I'll ask.
I want to make sure I always have at least 20 cake boards, and they cost me, let's just say $1 each. When I add this, when I would go back into my order, that was part of the inventory that I could pull up. So this is going to be commonly used items. Lots are in here. You can choose from common supplies. There's hundreds of them already auto-populated in here, from everything from paper towels, aluminum foil, disposable pans, just absolutely everything. And you only choose what you want to save that your top 20 or 50 or whatever supplies. So when you're on your order form, you select that inventory. You don't have to go through the whole list of 5,000 supplies. You know what supplies you use, and those are the ones you'll see on there. Then it's going to deduct it from your profit automatically. It's also going to deduct it from your inventory. So when you get down to 20, this is going to alert you to buy more. It's time to get a shipment in. You have an administrative form, just different ways to your expense tracking. You can add your expenses. You can add utilities, equipment, supplies, transportation. You can hit other. You can upload your receipts to manage all your receipts in here and have them saved so they're not all over the place. And then you can search and export everything as a CVS or PDF file later on for your taxes, which this also is a tax write-off, this app, because it is a business expense. Back to administrative contracts. This is a question and answer one. You can add your own questions to it. And when you save it, when you go to your client portal later, that you can select what template, what contract you want, and they have to verbally acknowledge, yes, I understand, cookies are handcrafted, slight variations. They have to click every box, and then they have to sign. There's a sign box. It's also time and date stamped. It shows up in their portal. It shows up in yours. And there's no discrepancies about those things that we know can. There's just random forms in here. Lots of you guys probably already have the forms. Some of you don't. You can also create your own forms so that you always have them in here, your own contracts. Let's see, where were we? Yeah, contracts, invoices, different ones that you can use. Or like I said, you can create your own as well. Checklist, bake day checklist. Again, you guys probably have your own, but for new bakers, if you're taking your wedding cake for the first time, you may want a checklist to take with you that tells you all the things to do before you leave the house, what to take with you, all that kind of stuff. Payments, everything here is processed through Stripe, so you will need to set up a Stripe account to take credit cards and stuff. If you are paid via PayPal, Venmo, check, cash, you can manually enter your payments as well. There is a community. This is I'm really excited about. You can chat in here with others, kind of like a private Facebook group. So you can follow people in here. You can click on your own profile. You can follow me. You can follow, Edible Sugar Art, Tears in Heaven. Both of those are my companies. So you can hit the little heart button, follow who you want, but you can share your pictures. You can share your recipes. You can comment on each other's stuff. We can create private communities, if you want your own kind of private community, which we're going to do for the blue in there as well. A huge question and answer section, so you can kind of walk through everything. And here is where we're going to have our video tutorials coming very soon. If you have a question, you can hit the chat box. There is an AI assistant. He's actually really good. So try it out because you can get a quicker answer. And if not, you can hit this and you can talk to me or my daughter. We'll be on there answering questions. If you delete an order, there's your delete button. You have settings. Again, this is after your 30 days for basic or the premium plan, which includes everything.
Okay, slow down right here. Go back for a minute because that's what I was doing on there. Okay, go back to the payments because they asked this early on.
Okay.
And so I then asked them, well, what would you pay? Because I wanted to see where their heads were. Jill Gold said she paid 20. She was thinking it was $24.99 a month, but she doesn't know enough yet to say that. And Sharita, who is the most frugal person you're going to find, is willing to pay $50 a month. And she's saying definitely that because it can take payments, which is a big deal. Amy Lewis said Honeybook is $29 a month for super basic, $36-ish a month is more accurate, but they always run sales. Let's see, a lot of people are very interested. But the fact is, just kind of going through this, there's a lot of comments. You're going to have to go back and read them. But I asked them to keep making comments because this feedback is important to Jen, and supporting her in this endeavor supports you, you people who are using it. So the feedback is important. This is a huge deal, and I don't. This is not something that's even in Icing Image genre, but I see a huge need for it out there. There's pieces of it everywhere, but nothing this thorough at all. I love the fact that it does this communities, and she's doing a blue community, and that really is exciting to me. But the biggest thing for me, and you guys have heard me say it over and over and over, nobody ever charges enough. You don't pay for yourself, and you don't realize how much you're paying on ingredients because you happen to have them there. But
yes.
Those are all costs. And you guys all need to charge what it's worth, not necessarily what you're going to discount it for, because you guys are all artists. And when you discount yourself, you are invalidating yourself and your abilities. And that's not good, and I will yell at you for it. Because if you're on here, you care about what you're doing. If you're watching this, you're coming here to learn. Otherwise you wouldn't be on this live right now. Rachel Weehee says, this bridges the gap that I was missing in my last format, and when I switched to my new format, what I'm still missing. Kelly says, you're going to have somebody was asking if it's web-based for now, but there are plans.
This is web-based today. This is built to be an app, though, so we are submitting it to both Google Play and Apple Store this week. So,
how long do you think that takes?
If they accept it on the first round, it can take around 5 days. If they come back and say it's got a bug, you have to resubmit it, so it could be a couple weeks. I'm hoping we are bug free when we submit it, and they can go ahead and take it. We already have. I've submitted another app for another company of mine. It should be approved. It's kind of a private system for that, and so I've already learned the process of getting it on there and all that stuff. So it won't take any time at all to now get this up there. It may take a little bit of time to get it approved. It works really nicely on your phone just by going to the web address on your phone and using it right now too. And so some people may want to use it on the computer more too, just for the bigger screen and entering that kind of information. But it will be an app, and it will be web-based, so you can subscribe now online. I know that I use Dubsado and Honeybook and a lot of the other CRMs. I've been through them all as well, and they definitely do cost more. This is new. This is our first time launching something like this, and what our goal is, we will probably eventually move up the price if that is what needs to be done. But we would like for, especially the people we get in January, February of this year, who are kind of willing to work with us to, hit that submit feedback button when it says like, hey, if something's not working or you want to see this and you talk to me, helping us kind of build this out and be, a little bit of patience, get you the legacy, built-in price from the early days, so you don't go up even if the cost of the app does later.
Nice. That's very generous of you.
Well, it's kind of a give and take on both sides, because you know, you're going to log in here and someone's going to have an Android or something that I don't have or haven't tested, and something's going to pop up different than it does on the iPhone. It popped up different even on my daughter's iPhone, which is way older, when I have a newer one. And so there were still some bugs we were working out that weren't catching right on her phone. So that stuff is going to happen, but we want to get it right. We will always be responsive to your messages and your feedback. So, yeah.